Are there any mamas in the house? Mamas? I'll tell you what, the most honest thing I'm going to tell you tonight is this. I would trade every fucking poem I have, being on TV, any of that bullshit, if I could just sit down and have some pot roast and a hug one more time. You know what I mean? So, word. That's truthful. This is, do you? But you're not my mama. But we could pretend. It would be great. So this is for all the mamas and for mine. My mother, the revolutionary, gave her life to raise me. Bones crackle, bringing sober tears into the fist of men, raging into the night as love became autoerotic asphyxiation behind a safe way without the sex. See, he was choking the life out of her. And she was just too much of a girl to truly understand that bones crackle brilliant, there's no safety in tears, and no matter how many years you're removed, you ain't ever that far away. My mother, the revolutionary, remembers these things. This is how she was born. Conjugal restless, brilliant and worn, you do not tread on her. She was strands of silk coupled around her throat so tightly friction became smoke and harmony. A monument of a fire. Thecula, the female Hebrew priest of Christ who rose above the flames, her flesh would not burn, the stench of her singed hair was of magnolia. Her bones crackle being out of the weight of Roman spears, yet she would not bleed for them, nor sing their song of mercy. Only muttering the glory of words they would never comprehend. Thecula, forever struggling in the shadows, dust rising off forgotten languages, the elusive mythology of the dreams of walking, the penetrating knowledge within the elegance of a child. Thecula, mortar of the wounds of the past, the laying on of hands, hearing the healing call of silence between the words, and the faith that somewhere in the blank beginning of thought was God and the unhindered awe of all her children. Thecula, my mother, the revolutionary. At age 7, she wore one eye closed for 2 months, paralyzed like a doctor's ignorance, because why was the direction no one thought to look until at age 36, after 29 years of bone-blinding migraines, she bled the succulence of aneurysms. Wrapped like plush black velvet bows around optical nerves, and that year Christmas was a silent night in NYU's ICU, laying there fighting for your life. So blessed are the merciful, those that believe in the laying on of hands. And my mother, the revolutionary, came to believe. Stronger than any man I've ever known. She walked out 2 weeks later, vowing never to look back. Knowing that your intent in life is not your outward appearance, she walked the tightrope of fear undaunted. And after the years of being beaten by men, and the formative years, the pounding of her head, the embers of sacrifice strewn about her feet, she licked her scars as beautiful and took to the fulfilling of dreams. And her dreams came true. BA, MFA, Juris Doctorate. High school teacher, 10 years running in the same district that kicked her out 30 years earlier because she chose my life over her own. My mother, the revolutionary, knew the price of success. Hard work, diligence. Walking on water's an impossibility, boys, so you damn well better plan on getting wet. You gotta relish those things that scare you. Challenge yourself to be naked amid the scorn of others. Follow your heart and never, ever look back. Before she died, my mother, the revolutionary, didn't like to go in public anymore. Her right eye had just kind of wandered uncontrollably, and when she was reading a book, she really was like a piece of art hanging on the wall. No matter where you were in the room, she was watching you. She knew the value of being able to laugh at oneself. In the face of so many medications and so often the presence of seizures, one cannot wither within the strength of pain. If it doesn't kill you, it would make you stronger, she would say within the grimace of a tear. And my mother, the revolutionary, was tired of being strong. She liked to have her hair stroked when her eyes rolled back onto her tongue, teeth clenched around her name, which she could no longer remember. You see, epilepsy became like my father. She was tired of being strong, knowing nothing more than to clench your fist and fight. That you walk on water whenever possible, boy, and you twist the heads of the past within the vengeance of a smile. Knowledge cures ignorance, and the pumping of one's own heart can be the most arduous of songs. My mother, the revolutionary, had the revelation of who she was and the heaviness of her bones to prove it. And that's the only revolution worth fighting. Because a long time, it ain't ever long enough when you require little effort to breathe. Yeah!